So I told you guys that I painted miniatures before I started with the mixed media and junk journaling and all of that. So the little miniatures came in these little packets. There'd be just one little miniature in here with the plastic thing on it. But I would keep the packaging here because it had the name of the character on it. And so I have all of these that I just kept, but I don't do that anymore. So there's really no reason to keep these anymore. So I decided they're all from the same manufacturer. I thought maybe it might be kind of cool to do a little booklet or something, and I might bind it on this end since there's this right here, and I could do a book binding that I've never done before, but I've seen before a lot, and I think it will be simple to do. I'm going to bind it with linen because I have a lot of linen. But anyway, first step first was I did this last night. I sanded these with my sanding block. And I wore a mask because it's, look, I cleaned it up and it's still just everywhere. But because these packaging almost always comes with the little smooth surface with that little coating on it. So I just sanded all of that away. But there's still, where the packaging was pulled, some rough surfaces. And I'm just going to go over this with some gesso. Or gesso. I don't really know how you say it. You guys can correct me whether the first way was correct or the second way was correct. You can say that in comments if you want. But this is my white, and I'm trying to decide if I want the white or the clear, because the packaging is actually kind of cool. So I do have some clear. I have this. But I'm wondering what it would do if I haven't used this in a minute. If I mixed, there you go. If I mixed the clear with some of my brown paint, because I was actually going to mix the normal that is white with some of my brown to get kind of a tanny color. You know what? I think I'm going to go over with this first, and then I may go over in parts of it with the normal and the brown. But first things first, I need to get all of this covered. And I am not going to do all of these with you. I'm going to do like two. I'm going to do two with you guys because nobody wants to see all of this. This is going to be a long project for me, but I thought a little booklet would be really cute. Something I've been wanting to do for a while is like a little alchemist journal. Just a fun little thing. It serves no purpose other than it's really cute, and it kind of goes along with the theme I have for my channel. So, but let's get to it. This is the clear. So it's going to dry clear and you're going to see everything under it. It's just going to prep the surface is basically what it's going to do. I recently cleaned up my desk area because it was severely getting out of hand. You know what? It was severely getting out of hand, and I have been doing this only, some of you guys have been doing it for like 10, I don't even know when this whole obsession with the mixed media and journaling started, as a specific art style. But I've only been doing it for, I'd say no more than 5 years, probably not even 5. And in the beginning, I had absolutely no supplies other than some paints because I like to paint and draw. So I had no paper whatsoever, none. So they said the first thing you should do is save every paper that comes into your household. Everything is reusable. So that's what I did. That's another reason I kept a hold of these after I stopped doing the miniatures. Because any paper can be repurposed. I would say almost any paper. There may be some that aren't worth the effort. And so that now I've gotten a lot of paper. My work recently started working from home, so we basically went to a paperless office. So a lot of the things we used to use were not useful anymore. So they gave me, for one, the address wasn't any good. So I got some of the old envelopes, which I can't show you because they have addresses on there, but and some other things. And so, and then I had these and a bunch of things from and then just mail. They say one of the best things you can do is save the envelopes in your mail, especially the ones with windows, and you can do some really fun stuff with that, with some odd sized journals, which I have. When I was going through my stuff, I found a ton of that stuff that I was saving in the beginning that I haven't saved in a long time, and I don't need to right now because I need to go through what I have before I worry about it anymore. So I need to do the back side, but I want to dry the front side first. So that's another project I need to do. But I thought I haven't done really much with my repurposing in a while, and I thought it would be fun to do. So these have to dry. When they dry, I'm gonna flip them and do the other side, and when that's done, I'll come back with you guys and we'll do the next step. Okay, so only the front side is done. I decided to come back to you guys because this is great for getting the stuff out, but don't use it for spreading. I switched to this when I started drawing. I was like, oh, that's really not the look I'm going for. It had a bunch of lines and stuff in it. So there's that. And then watch how much easier this goes. Oh, whoops, I didn't flip this one. I've got too much on this. Those lines wouldn't be there if I didn't have that much. Well, this one's going to be extra protected. So, again, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So these are mostly dry on both sides. So now I want to come back in a little bit, not to cover it all, but I'm going to come in with my actual opaque gesso and add a little of the. I wonder if I want to. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I need to use all my old supplies. These are all my big things. Are just so old. I'm getting more than I need because I did some more off screen, and I'm just going to mix it all up. I don't want brown, but I don't have a earthy tone color, so we're just gonna add a little bit of brown to this. What is this? Burnt umber. And this will not dry clear, so it's going to cover up. So I'm mostly going to do this in the areas that the packaging was torn, for the most part. And I think instead of this big thing, I'm going to come in with my smaller one. These I bought just a month or so ago, and as far as this stuff goes, these things are great. Because you don't ruin your paintbrushes using this stuff with your paintbrushes, and it washes off these things like magic, so I love them. And I'm not covering everything, just definitely where there's no packaging left. It'll also help adhere those pieces that might come off later. want some of that to show through. So there you go. I'm going to do this with my other pieces, and I may come back and just do hints of it on the back, not as extreme as I did on the front, and I will show you what I've done. Okay, so I've done all of these. They're mostly dry. They're a little sticky because of the stuff, but they haven't fully dried. But I thought, I mean, that's all I wanted to do for like prep mode, but I have a ton more of these to do, and I am not an assembly line type of person where I like to do a whole bunch of stuff the same. So I figured I would start with these and I would decorate them. And as I have spare time, I will do more. And then eventually I'll have enough pages. I will bind the book. I think this book I'm going to bind once the pages are done. Because I just want to make sure that I'm doing the pages right, and I don't want to bind it and go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So I think I'm going to work on one, maybe two of these. And so that this wasn't a completely boring thing. And I went through, while you guys weren't there, and pulled a bunch of things that I think could go into this journal. I've started doing this. I bought a bunch of these things to organize my stuff, and then I had a bunch left over. So I think each of my projects that I do, I'm just going to start stuffing things in here. So it's not that this is the only thing I can use, but it's a really nice go-to instead of hunting all the different places I have things. It's nice to do that at the beginning, and then I can just have one thing to go to. And I think that's helping my sanity 100%. So one thing I didn't think about doing, but I'll look at that later, so I could do napkins too, but not today, I don't think. Cause let me just double check. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, I could do a napkin on one of these, just as a nice little touch on the background. And these are the only things that I think that would work. This matches the color vibe. I got these two on a trip, and I got this at, I think the dollar store. Yep. This would be nice and green, and the white would basically fade away. And this I could just tear out most of the white. I'm going to try this one. It doesn't mean I can't use the others, because it's just going to be background. My husband's been stealing my, what I'm going to call my liquid glue, because it's watered down. He's been using it a lot lately. And how do we do this so that I don't destroy the packaging? There it is. I knew it. And it's like, why wouldn't they have this? They do. So I haven't done this much, but it's so simple. What you want to make sure before you start the gluing is to get the layers off. And there's almost always 2 layers. There's at least, almost always 3 completely. You want your main, and then there's usually 2 layers behind that. This one, however, may just have 1 layer. So there's one. And yeah, I really don't think there's another layer. Cool. So what I have to remember is that my book is going to, I normally work on books this way, but the book is going this way because this is going to be the binding. And so, what I could do, if I wanted some of the butterfly, actually I want to do it this way because that side's getting bound. I think that would be cool right there. Okay, so here's what we do. Grab your least favorite brush. Don't cringe when you see my least favorite brush. Oh, actually, I don't. I'll grab mine. I'll grab this one. I've used this one before. This one's not so bad. And what I can do, other side, no. All I could. Let's go ahead and do it. Because if it doesn't work out, we can always cover it up. Okay. I think, for my sanity, I can save this for something else. I've used this napkin before, and I used it on a lace knitting project that I did, but I grunged it up so it looks completely different on this. So see, when it's white napkin, you can still see what's behind it. So you can still see some of the handwriting. I think. Oops. You know, if it pulls away, it pulls away. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry while I work on the other one. The other one's not going to be a napkin. I just thought it would be a nice... A nice little change from what I've been doing. Okay. What did I do with the other one? There it is. So here's this one. That's the book. So what I thought I could do on this one is do some background torn pages. I really like doing that. But what is the purpose of this page? What is the alchemist trying to say? Maybe she's studying frogs. Or snakes. I've got the snakes too. Maybe we should start smaller with butterflies. I really want to put this one on this side. Also have bugs. So this is a cool card. Problem is, it's too tall. I mean, I could do it this way and have it flip up. But I just really like the idea of doing it this way because I've not had a book like that. I could cut this in half. That's what I could do. I like that. That's cute, little specimen card. I think I really want to focus on maybe this will be the first page, and it's saying stuff about her. So first things first, we're gonna cut. Where shall we cut it? I think it should be cut there, but I think I'm going to cut it there. And we'll say that this is by. And since I'm cutting it in half, I'm going to cut out all the borders. Because there's not a border on the top. Besides, anything to make it smaller, because this is a small book. I'm used to working on much bigger books. And if I decide I like smaller books, I think I'm going to continue my daily journal size for the remainder of the year, but I've got whole new plans for 2026 on my journal making. I still love the way I make them, but I think my size is going to be drastically changed. Okay. What else would you put? What's that? I did not make, obviously, I don't know if it's obvious to you guys, but I don't make any of this ephemera stuff. I'm not that talented. I did buy all of this online. Because I love, that's so cute, combining pages. Just the little things. plenty of pages. I need little things. Here's a bug. Isn't that cute? I'm not really a bug person, but for this book, I think it's perfect. That might be good for the first page. This was part of a Halloween set that I got, so you're going to see a lot of the Halloween stuff in this because I think it works out really well with the apothecary. Because of the type of Halloween set it was, I should say. To give you an idea, this is going to be the front page of my journal. This was part of the Halloween set. So, this is the theme of the journal. She has to go out and get her supplies in the wilds. So she's going to be very familiar with plants and bugs and this is from a really old book that I have. I've got a bunch of things like this that I saved all the pictures because I thought they were really cool, but I had no idea what to put them in. And I think maybe she does some drawings on her when she's out there looking around. This page is here only because of that right there. I think that would be cool to have in the journal. I don't know if that's something to be at the beginning of the journal or the end. That would be also very nice to have as the cover. Again, part of the Halloween. It's like the perfect size. Matter of fact, I think this will be the front. And we flip the page and it gives the information about it. Yeah, I like that. Because not much has to be done to that front page. And then, now we're going to flip it over. And hey, this is the dude. Maybe some writing. Actually, no. I liked this little journal page because it had little salamander on it. Okay, I think I got my idea. All this stuff back in. Keep this out just in case. These out. That might be my one little animal on this page. Man, or should that be the first page? And this be the outside of the book? Because this is way cooler. But you know what? If the outside of the book is going to get damaged more, if anything gets damaged, I would want it to be that and not this, because this is extremely cool looking. Okay. I'm going to get my, I'm going to stand up so it's easier to see. And I made these things so much easier to get back. They were buried back there for the longest time. I'm like, when I use these things more often than anything, why am I hiding them so much? And now they're not hidden. This is the ground espresso. Ooh, sorry about that. That's annoying. So you can kind of see why I'm not so concerned about hiding a lot of the names and stuff, because this one says Vampire Hunter. And what does the other one say? I already covered it up, so I don't know. But they're just they're little miniatures that are characters, and I think it'd be cool if the names show through on some of these pages. Okay. First page, you. Boom. I'm gonna do boo, and you're gonna do there. Maybe you go there. What? I'm gonna put a pattern back here. This is my new favorite stencil. What's an alchemist gonna have? A bunch of boiling potions. Not boiling, bubbling. It could be boiling, but not all of them. We are going to make that. I'm gonna do this. I'm doing the whole, you know what? I'm gonna glue this down first. More than that. It's probably too much. That's okay. don't know what I'm going to make the cover of this book. If I'm going to make just one of these pages the cover, because these are very thick pages. Or if I'm going to cover one in cloth like I normally do. Where is that? But that is going to be the last thing I do to the book, which is the reverse of what I normally do. I normally make the binder first and empty pages, but now I'm going to complete all the pages and then stick them in the binder, and then make the binder. Binder's not even made yet. Like that. Okay. Yes, ground espresso is going to be my go-to for this journal. It is my favorite. It is darker than the desired, but this is going to be a very earthy journal. And by golly, I use the earthiness. Looks like it's just been burned into place. I love that. Scissors to be using. Here we go. Okay, that's right. I need to do this first. Now this can go in. Sorry for the shaking. Just gonna have them go a little bit into these. Yeah. Okay, I know this. I know he's going exactly where he's going in the center of this side. Oh, that needs inking. I've been wanting to make this journal forever. It's basically fantasy driven. I mean, there's obviously some reality to it, but I'm not leaning into the reality. I'm leaning into full-on fantasy when I'm making this. So there's a lot. I only made 6 of these so far because I can't do the assembly line. I think I've already said that. But I think I'm going to really enjoy making these. This may be a once a week until I get this journal done, or once every other week or something. This will be a project will be to do one of these pages. Maybe I'll start getting into shorts. I can't make my videos short enough to do shorts, but maybe. I'm so used to making everything straight. Oh, the gecko's gonna get covered. Maybe I'll put him down here. This down here. And does it have to be? Maybe I'll put that on top. It is kind of cool looking. That's for the butterfly. It's obviously a she. She just puts her little specimens wherever she can find place in her book. And although we are only working on one page, she has been working on this book forever. And she's running out of space, and there's a little spot right here. And so she's going to put this specimen right here. No, it needs this over here to be balanced. But I really didn't want to cover, oh, I could do that maybe. I'm still going to cover him. I could make the stamp smaller and make it a tinier one. I'd hate to cut the stamp. But I think I'm going to have to if I want to keep the gecko. Okay. Sorry everyone. Which side should I cut? You know what, I'm just going to cut a little bit off every side. Or maybe that's enough. We'll see. A little bit more. There, we don't have to cover up Mr. Gecko. But I did make it even edge now, so. Gotta make it look like it's been torn again. Yep, that's exactly what needed to happen. I don't think I would have been happy if I covered up his face. And I am gonna angle it. I know some of y'all may cringe at that, but it's a stamp. People just throw stamps on, right? Yeah, she's not all about. Oh. I do care that the specimen thing, oh well. See, specimen's even crooked. She doesn't care. I may, but she doesn't. Okay. This is a very interesting way of being cut. I didn't cut this, it came this way. It's very odd. I'm gonna let it stay. Mostly because I don't want to have to deal with cutting it. I think I definitely want to bring the darkness in on this. You know what? Is there a different stamp that's kind of the same? I'm pretty sure this is going to get covered up with the linen, but just because I'm me when I do this. Don't move. There, it's got something. Should I do that all around? I'm thinking maybe I should. Let's just do this. Okay, not much done to it, but it works. I think I got this apothecary stuff, but the ones that from that, I got them from Michael's last year during Halloween, so they might have them this year, because it was just last year, if you're interested in them. There's a whole packet of ephemera. It was pretty cool. Some of it's very blingy, and some of it is not. So yeah, I think I like this. Oh. Just gonna do one of these until I get them all done every week, and then the final episode of this journal will be actually binding it all together into one book. So this is done, and I'm probably gonna just stick it in this so I don't lose it. So I got this really close for you guys so you can see all the detail. This is a little gecko. I'm so glad I was able to keep him seen. And here's the front. This is gonna be the first page inside the journal. And you flip it over, and it's who it's about. And I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.